What's going on, everybody? We're at the Ross Racing Pistons booth. I'm with David Butler from Butler Performance, and I want to talk a little bit about your partnership between Butler Performance and Ross Racing Pistons.
Well, partnership's the right word. We've been with these guys since we've been in business almost. My dad, Jim Butler, started Jim Butler Performance back in the 80s, and Ross Pistons were the first custom piston company that he made a deal with, went to. Still remember the first time he was able to order 5 sets at one time. Had to pre-sell them before we could order them, but that led to us being able to make kits for Pontiacs readily available to our customers, and Ross has been a huge part of that ever since.
And you guys have been using Ross Racing Pistons, obviously, for a very long time. How has the customer feedback been as far as their engines, reliability, high horsepower coming from Ross Racing Pistons on the inside?
Well, the number one thing about Ross, of course, their quality, but right there with that's their service. And that's what's really kept us with Ross all these years. We've never looked for another piston company. We've never needed to. Our customers love them. Of course, we build the engines there in-house, but we also sell a ton of kits, a ton of rotating assemblies. And so guys are building these things themselves. And we sell to a lot of other engine shops that maybe don't do Pontiacs a lot. And so we've got the stuff on the shelf, and so they'll buy it from us. And, the guys love it. It just works. And we've got such a long-term relationship with these guys. We've got the Pontiac stuff really dialed in. And it just works.
And to having a successful program, that's something that's key, is having something that's repeatable and a history so you know it's going to work every single time for every single customer.
Absolutely, and that's what we've got. We've got the consistency. Chris and I over at Ross, we've literally made thousands of pistons together, thousands of sets of pistons, and so at this point, he knows what we're looking for, and we know what works. They provide it consistently.
All right, David, thanks for taking the time to talk about the relationship between Butler Performance and Ross, but now it's time to talk to the big dog, Big Chief, because I know that you guys do a lot of work with him.
Oh, absolutely, and as far as a test of what your parts can handle, he's about as tough as it gets on this stuff, and it's really held up. He's literally had 0 piston failures in his car.
And that's something big to talk about, so let's head over to him and see what he's got to say. All right, so we're here with Big Chief. I just want to say thank you for taking the time to talk with us.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. And I was talking to David, and he said that you have had 0 piston failures in your engines. Talk to me about that.
Believe it or not, I have. I've been running Ross Pistons now for 5 or 6 years total in all 3 different cars, and I have every single piston that ever came out of the car, and I have all the spares. So no failures. I've never had to put a spare piston in it, and I've had injectors fail. I've ran 30%, 40% nitro. The worst things you can do to them, I've done to them. I've never had one fail.
And that is absolutely insane considering how fast your car is and how much power it actually makes.
Yeah, when you put it that way, it is insane. I just thought I had good pistons, but when you actually think about how many laps I put on it and how hard I am, it's pretty insane.
Big Chief, thanks for taking the time. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
If you need any more information, go to rosspistons.com and make sure to stay tuned right here, Power Automedia, for everything new coming out of PRI. You're not going to want to miss it.